Hockey fans, the Michigan Girls High School Hockey League playoffs is live and on the air as it is Washtenaw United versus University Liggett High School playing in the first game of Division 1. We are not able to do Division 2, unfortunately. Our second crew had some issues with power and could not make it out today, but we will be doing all 4 Division 1 games. So starting off with number 1 in the East, University Liggett, the Knights versus number 3 in the West, Washtenaw United, as University of Liggett is 21-0-1 on the season. Washtenaw United is 8-14-1 on the season. Let's take a look at a little bit about the last few games on their schedule for each of these teams, and then we'll play a little music and get going here as people are coming in. If you're on your way in, please be safe. We saw a number of cars in the ditch on our way to the rink, so just be careful. We'd love to see you here, but we don't want to see anyone have any issues. So, taking a look at University of Liggett, their last 5 games, they beat Grosse Pointe North. Let's see, actually, one before that. Back on February 3rd, they tied Grosse Pointe South 1-1. That was their lone tie, their one non-win of the season. Head over at McCann Ice Arena on February 3rd. On February 6th, they beat Grosse Pointe North 5-1. Then on February 11th, they beat Huron Skyline 3-0. They beat Mercy 6-0 back on Valentine's Day the 14th, and then finished off versus Sacred Heart on the 18th with a 6-0 win there. Taking a look at the top scores for this University of Liggett team, who do you need to keep an eye on? Well, taking a look at the points, it is Quinlan with the most points, 40 points on 21 goals and 19 assists. Lutfi has 33 points on 20 goals and 13 assists. 32 points for Hamilton on 15 goals and 17 assists. 28 points for Roth on 6 goals and 22 assists. Also tied for the 5th spot, 28 points for Estes with 15 goals and 13 assists. It has been Peschel between the pipes for all 21 games, 20 losses, 20 wins, no losses, and 1 tie. 241 shots on goal, 222 saves, so a 1.07 goals against average and a fantastic 9-1 save percentage with 2 shutouts for Peschel. That taking a look over at let me pull up Washtenaw United. Their last 5 games, they lost to Bloomfield Birmingham back on February 11th. That was a 8-3 loss. They beat Mercy on the 18th, 2-1. That over at the Ann Arbor Ice Cube. They beat Pioneer 1-0. That was, I believe, a cancellation at Burr Park, as they were supposed to play at Burr Park, and there was a loss of power there. That was after the big ice storm last weekend. They tied Livingston University 0-0 at Kensington Valley Ice House, and then they lost to Huron Skyline 8-0 on the 26th of February. Taking a look at the players' stats for Washtenaw United. If we take a look at the top point scorers, Dillon has 16 points on 6 goals and 10 assists. Clark has 15 points on 8 goals and 7 assists. Kopich has 13 points on 8 goals and 5 assists. Schlack has 12 points on 5 goals and 7 assists, and Winters has 10 points on 5 goals and 5 assists. It has been Tracy between the pipes for all 14 games, 7 wins, 6 losses, 1 tie. She has a 3.21 goals against average and an 8.69 save percentage with 3 shutouts on the season. If we compare the 2 team statistics here, as we pull that up, University Liggett has outscored their opponents in the first by a whopping 41 points. They have 47 goals in the first. Their opponents only have 6. They have 46 goals in the second. Their opponents have 7. So at that point in time, again, 39 goal differential there. And then they have 26 points in the third. That's to the opponent's 7, so 19 goal differential. Liggett has 1 goal in overtime, none for the opponent. So that is a whopping 120 goals for Liggett, 20 for the opponents. As we take a look at the combined goalkeeper statistics, Liggett has a 1.07 goals against average. The opponents have a 7.16. Liggett has a 9-1 save percentage with 2 shutouts. The opponents have a 7.12 with no shutouts. So that is the Liggett team statistics here. Let's take a look at Washtenaw United for the team statistics. They have 24 goals in the first. That's the opponent's 26, so -2 in the first. 13 goals for Washtenaw in the second, 40 for the opponents. So that would be 27, -27 differential. Then 14 goals in the third, compared to 29 for the opponent. So that would be 15 goal differential. 51 goals for Washtenaw United, 95 for the opponents. Taking a look at the combined goalkeeper statistics, 3.21 goals against average for Washtenaw United, 1.43 for the opponents. Save percentage is .869 for Washtenaw United. The opponents have an .874 save percentage. 3 shutouts for Washtenaw United, 9 for the opponents. As looks like we're going to have some warm-ups, as looks like we get the ice at 11 o'clock as opposed to the game starting at 11 o'clock. So we're going to play a little bit of music here, and we will be right back as we will get going momentarily for Washtenaw United versus University Liggett. We are live at Eddie Edgar Ice Arena, where it is University of Liggett hosting Washtenaw United for the today's opening of the Division I playoff bracket. There was one game that happened coming into this. That was back on March 2nd, as it was Mercy versus Northville, and Mercy did advance in that game. So they will be playing here on Skyline. As we take a look, again, we're not able to do Division II today, unfortunately, due to only having one team able to be in the field due to some power issues. But if we take a look, we're going to first have at 11 o'clock University of Liggett versus Washtenaw United. Then it will be Pioneer versus Livonia United. That will be approximately at 1 o'clock. At 3 o'clock, it's going to be Huron Skyline versus Mercy. And then at 5 o'clock, it will be Grosse Pointe South versus Livingston United. So that's what's on tap for today. The winners advance to play on March 8th at the semifinals. So the winner of this game will advance to play the winner of Pioneer versus Livonia United. Then the winner of Huron Skyline versus Mercy will play the winner of Grosse Pointe South versus Livingston United. So the winner here will play at 6 p.m. on Wednesday here at Eddie Edgar. And then if they make it all the way to the D1 championship, that would be at 2 o'clock over at USA Hockey Arena. As both teams getting lined up here as we're getting ready to get going for the first of 4 games in this rink today. Glad that folks could come down. As like the mic is a little quiet. They were having some feedback issues earlier. Clark skates out to the blue line for Washtenaw. Winters, the captain logo on the sweater. It skates out to blue line. Schroeder skates out to the blue line, starting on defense. Schlack skates out, starting for Washtenaw United. Comes out to the blue line. Tracy, the goalkeeper, who skates out to the blue line. Well, Zisco comes out, starting at forward. Head coach is Adam Winters for Washtenaw United, now for University of Liggett. Skating out is Gabriella Noble. Next is number 6, Quinlan. Then Estes skates out, number 9. Also skating out is Dopke, as well as Standish. And then between the pipes is Pischel. As head coach is Cassandra Jekyll. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to honor America, the playing of the national anthem. as we're about to get underway. First game for Division I of the day. Division II actually tipped off at 9:30, so their first two games are a little ahead of the first two games for Division I. University Liggett in their white sweaters with the blue on the shoulders, the red pants, and the red helmets. And Washtenaw United in their predominantly blue sweaters with the white stripe across the middle, numbers in yellow on the back, Washtenaw United logo on the sleeves. And this is the number 3 in the East, Washtenaw United, 8-14-1 versus the number 1. So number 3 in the West versus number 1 in the East. University of Liggett is 21-0-1. They are the top seed overall. We'll take a few moments during the second intermission, and we will give you some of the first team players and honorable mention players, but this tips off, and that pulls ahead as into the zone was Winters, but that comes all the way back to the Washtenaw United blue line. Taking it, coming down the far boards is Schlack. Trying to fire it ahead. That puck pulled in. Here comes the University of Liggett as they get it top of the far circle. Coming in, Dopke gets it back behind Dopke, puts it out in front. That shot goes wide into the near corner. Estes with it there. Estes underneath the near circle. That goes right through the slot, trying to tip it away. Held in at the blue line by Quinlan. That fired right back. Gathered up there by Schlack, coming down the far board. Schlack trying to get it out of the zone. Schlack has that tipped away, held in by University Liggett. And right back to the far point. Again, held in, put right back deep. Grabbing it, Schroeder has it back behind her own goal for Washtenaw United. Roth fires it back deep for University of Liggett. That rims all the way outside the far circle. Lutfi has it back behind the goal. Underneath the near circle, Lutfi with it for University of Liggett. That goes right through the slot into the far corner. Trying to pull that away is Seiko. And puck outside the far circle into the far corner. Seiko, Lutfi with it there. And puck pinned against the boards outside the far circle as Schlacken trying to pull that away from Lutfi. Now pull back. Schlack has it underneath the far circle. And pulled around by Welsh. Welsh has it poked away. Here comes Washtenaw United as racing ahead into the zone is Dillon, but poked right back into center ice. The puck in along the near boards. Lutfi back. Now here comes Welsh. Welsh. That is going to be offsides the call, so that will come outside of the Washtenaw United zone. 13-16 left to go here in the first. Scoreless so far between Washtenaw United in the dark blue jerseys, sweaters, and University Liggett in the white sweaters. Face off right at center as Neathammer in to take the face off versus, can't quite tell because the back is turned away from me for University Liggett. That face off just outside. Now Estes fires it ahead. That brought in by Gabriella Noble into the near corner. Now top of the far circle. Drop pass by Quinlan to the blue line. Shot that sticked away as that puck outside the near circle. Estes fires it right back into the near corner. University of Liggett takes it. Top of the near circle is Quinlan. Quinlan drops it. Estes with a shot that deflects up into the netting. Face-off will be inside of the Washtenaw United zone. 12:50 left to go here in the first. Face-off to Tracy's right in the near face-off circle. Lutfi in to take the face-off for University Liggett. That was against Dillon. There's that puck. Right to the blue line, held in. Shot there by University Liggett. Now pulling it the other direction, Schroeder. Schroeder trying to get it out of the zone. That held in by Seiko. That puck right back behind the Washtenaw United goal. Now coming down the near boards as Wazisco trying to get it out of the zone. There's a shot from the blue line. It goes wide into the near corner. University of Liggett outside the near circle. Lutfi puts it out onto the far circle. With it over there is Seiko. And puck shot blocked all the way back into the neutral zone. as having to race back to get it. And it looks like Roth back behind her own goal coming down the near boards. Fired ahead to Welsh. Welsh trying to get past University of Liggett over her own blue line. Racing ahead is Zell trying to knock that away. Now the puck chipped to Schroeder, trying to poke it back out into the neutral zone. That pulled back as the puck sent all the way deep into the University of Liggett zone. Picked up back behind by Estes. Estes sends it down the far boards now, bringing ahead. As University of Liggett gets it in, that's Quinlan with it. There's a shot right in the slot. Estes keeping it in. As there's another shot by Quinlan into the near corner. Getting to get it is Dopke. Pull back around. Dopke has it in along the end boards, right back behind the Washtenaw United goal. And brought ahead, coming ahead with it. And tipped around, but Kopich had it. And coming down the near boards, Washtenaw United. Kennedy trying to fire it in. That pulled down the far boards. Here comes University of Liggett into the zone as Dopke has it on the near circle, trying to get it over to Gabriella Noble, who couldn't get a shot off as Washtenaw got a stick in the way. That puck on the near circle coming over. Quinlan with it. Quinlan back to Estes at the near point. Now Quinlan on the near circle coming in. Quinlan with a shot. Save by Tracy. Another shot from the slot. That knocked away the puck outside the far circle. Gabriella Noble trying to get to it. Now Quinlan drops it back to the far point. Shot there by University of Liggett. That tipped all the way back into the neutral zone. Good job by the Washtenaw defense as Estes travels back into the Liggett zone. The set back up over on blue line. Estes coming down the far boards. Estes gains his own top of the far circle through the slot. And sticked away by Schroeder. Picked up by Washtenaw. Coming the other direction. That's fed ahead by Winters. Now the puck right back into the Washtenaw United zone. 10:01 left to go here in the first. As that is going to come back into the University of Liggett zone. That'll be in the far face-off circle. Just to the right of Peschel. As Dillon in to take the face-off for Washtenaw United is Schlack with a shot from the high slot, pulled back behind. Liggett has it. Coming ahead, Walsh down the near boards. Walsh gets it over the blue line. That pulled and fired right back in by Winters into the Liggett zone. Gathered up down the near boards. Liggett bringing it ahead into the neutral zone. And put right back in deep as Roth feeds it back behind. And come ahead down the near boards. And sent down the far boards. Now slips back deep. Chasing it, Lutby trying to get to it as that's going to be a penalty upcoming. As that is going to be a tripping call. That at 9:40 or 9:24, tripping. That in the first to Washtenaw. As that is going to be into the box. Goes Schroeder. So Liggett on the power play. Welsh has it, top of the near circle. Welsh puts it underneath the near circle. As Lutby feeds it all the way around the boards. That comes back to the far point. Estes holds it in there. Estes puts it into the far corner for Lutby. Lutby moves it back to Estes at the far point. Estes with a shot, and that gathered up by Tracy. 9:02 left to go here in the first. 1:39 left to go in the power play. The University Liggett here at Eddie Egger Ice Arena. A nice big LCA right in the middle of the rink, which stands for Livonia Civic Arenas. Stands for something a little different when you're at a rink downtown Detroit, but that's okay. That comes all the way back into the neutral zone. Estes chases it back into her own zone, trying to avoid pressure back there by Winters. Comes right back behind the Liggett goal. Now coming down the near boards. Fired dead to Welsh. Welsh over center ice. Welsh gains the zone. That popped away by Kennedy. Now the puck loose and along the far boards. And trying to move that away was Schlack. The puck comes all the way back to the near point. Now drifts back into the neutral zone. Estes with it there. Estes puts it down the far boards. Trying to make their way in. Puck right at the blue line, now tipped away as Welsh not able to get it into the zone. Puck back to Estes. Estes fires it back deep into the near corner. Lutby chasing it and pulled back by Burkholz the other direction outside the near circle. And puck in along the end boards. Fire! Quinlan with the shot, point blank, right on the edge of the crease. Good save by Tracy. As 8 minutes left to go here in the first, 35 seconds left in the Liggett power play as Washtenaw United trying to get it out of the zone. That pulled right back in along the end boards. Lutby with it there. Lutby underneath the near circle, fires at that all the way back to the far point. Estes holds it in there. Estes outside the far circle. As that goes right back behind the goal, going from the far side to the near side into the near corner. As Welsh has it outside the near circle. Add on, trying to poke it back to the near point. Roth comes over. Now Lutby puts it right through the slot. Shot saved by Tracy. Still loose in the slot. Estes with the shot. Tracy with another save. As the puck comes, Roth has it outside the far circle. Now on the far corner as the puck out. Another diving save by Tracy as Welsh trying to get it into the open net on the near side, and the puck wouldn't settle down. As battling, Schlock has it on the far side. There's a shot that pops up high in the air as Washtenaw United back to full strength. 6:52 left to go. Backhanded shot that just misses the post on the near side into the near corner. University of Liggett has that pulled and fired all the way down the ice. That'll be icing. But in high school hockey, you can get a line change on icing. So Washtenaw United with a much needed line change at 6:40 left to go here in the first. Scoreless so far. Liggett with huge pressure late in that power play. Washtenaw United able to keep it out of the net thus far. Tracy with some fantastic saves. Face off to Tracy's right in the near face off. Circle that puck out into the neutral zone. Tipped right back in along the near boards of the Washtenaw zone. Now fired ahead by Clark. That puck all the way back as University of Liggett has it right back behind their own goal as Alexander Metry. Down the near boards, that puck into the neutral zone. Trying to fire it ahead was Quinlan. Quinlan right at the blue line gets it into the Washtenaw United zone. Quinlan top of the near circle as Clark pokes that away. Now that puck in along the near boards as Winter sends it right back into the neutral zone. Now coming down the far boards, that tip by Gabriella Noble outside the near circle, gathered up down the near boards, fired out by Kennedy all the way back to the Liggett blue line. 5:52 left to go here in the first as Liggett trying to get it into the zone. Quinlan has it in along the far boards. Quinlan fires it back deep as she goes for a line change. The puck into the near corner. Gathered up there, fired ahead by Schroeder as the puck into the neutral zone. As Gabriella Metry put it down the far boards, now right at the Washtenaw United blue line coming in. As that grab by Tracy. As a shot by Lutby, knuckleballed up. Tracy able to get it in the glove. Hold on, 5:26 left to go here in the first. Still scoreless, 0-0 between Washtenaw United and Liggett. Lutby in to take the face-off on the near face-off. Circle that to Tracy's right. The puck right to the blue line, held in. Now coming down the far boards. Racing ahead with it is Dillon for Washtenaw United. Fires it deep. That's stopped and covered up by Peschel. Face-off down in the University of Liggett zone. 5:13 left to go here in the first. First game of 4 for D1 Michigan Girls High School Hockey League action. 4 D2 games going on as well. We just don't have enough crew to broadcast that. Shot from the blue line. Save. Step put. Peschel puts it into the far corner. Slips back into the neutral zone. Washtenaw United has to touch up to avoid a delayed offsides. Coming down the far board, Seco has it right at her own blue line. And fired ahead. Lutby gains the zone. Top of the far circle for University of Liggett into the far corner. Lutby back behind the goal. Feeds it into the slot for Seco. That slips all the way back into the University of Liggett zone. And gathered up there, moved over down the near boards by Estes. Estes ahead to Lutby. And puck loose. Welsh has it right at center ice. Poked away. Welsh gets it into the University of Liggett zone. And fired all the way down the ice. That'll be icing and head back into the Washtenaw United end. And again, Washtenaw United able to get a line change. 4:26 left to go here in the first. Number 3 in the West, Washtenaw United versus number 1 in the East, undefeated University Liggett. They have 1 tie, otherwise 21 wins throughout the season. As the puck in along the near boards, Gabriella Noble feeds it, then all the way back. Roth chases it back into her own zone. Now coming back deep is Gabriella Metri, back behind her own goal. Stops there, now comes underneath the near circle. Gabriella Metri fires it down the far boards over to Dupke. Held in at the blue line, bouncing puck. Now University of Liggett sends it down the near boards. Popped up high right in front of us as Roth trying to fire it ahead. Battle for it right at the blue line. Now Dillon gets it back and fires it all the way down. That'll be icing and head right back into the Washtenaw United, and 3:49 left to go here in the first. Scoreless so far between University of Liggett and Washtenaw United. Face off in the near face-off circle, as that is to Tracy's right. As that puck right into the slot, Dupke puts it on net, covered up by Tracy. 3:45 left to go here in the first. As Quinlan now goes for a line change, University of Liggett will switch up their front 3. As Lupke now in to take the face off right into the slot. Zico fires it. That goes in along the end boards. Welsh puts it into the slot. There's a one-timer from the top of the slot that got blocked. Another shot. And here comes Washtenaw United as they fire that to the blue line, but not out. Shot just goes wide into the near corner. Welsh has it back behind the Washtenaw United goal, trying a wraparound attempt. That banked off of the linesman's skate. As Gabriella Metri puts it all the way around the boards. Stevenson has it outside the far circle, held in at the far point by University of Liggett. Now that chipped back into the neutral zone. University of Liggett has to set back up as Roth coming down the far boards. Roth feeds ahead. That tipped all the way back deep in along the end boards of the Washtenaw United zone. Under 3 minutes left to go here in the first as the puck slips back into the neutral zone. Racing ahead. Here comes a breakaway. Dillon has it, knocked away by Roth and heading the other direction, but a tripping call as that's going to put Washtenaw United on the power play. At 2:48, tripping the call. As into the box goes Roth. And stopped the breakaway, but ended up taking a penalty. Face-off will be to the left of Peschel. That puck lifted all the way down the ice by University of Liggett. Dupke chasing it all the way back. Now that gathered, fired in along the far boards by Dillon. That shot and a save by Tracy. 1 minute, 46 seconds left to go in the power play to Washtenaw United. 2:33 left to go here in the first. First of 4 games today. Face off, first of 4 Division I games today. 8 total games, 4D1, 4D2. If you want to come out and watch a lot of great hockey. Estes trying to get a wrister. Puck wouldn't settle down. Puts it into the near corner for Dupke. Dupke battling back there with Schroeder. Schroeder trying to pull it away into the far corner. Now Schlack pulls it back behind underneath the near circle. Schlack coming down the far boards. Gets it back into the neutral zone. Schlack over center ice. Racing into the Liggett zone as that's tipped right back into the neutral zone in along the near boards. Schroeder has it at her own blue line for Washtenaw United. Schroeder feeds it down the far boards, trying to get to Kennedy. That intercepted and rocketed the other direction by University of Liggett, who has it at their own blue line. Dupke fires it back deep before going for a line change. Lupke trying to get to it. The puck bouncing right center ice. Estes fires it back deep. Able to clear it. 54 seconds left to go in the power play for Washtenaw United as that puck in along the far boards. Schroeder gets it into the neutral zone, feeding it ahead as that is sent by Standish the other direction back into the Washtenaw United zone. 35 seconds left to go in the power play as Washtenaw puts it ahead. Estes picks it up in along the near boards of her own zone, feeds it down the far boards. That slips all the way back deep. 22 seconds left to go. No icing because Liggett on the power play. And puck in along the near boards. Estes trying to hold it in at the near point. Chasing back, Seco trying to pull it away in along the end boards. The puck into the far corner as Burkos trying to pull it off the boards. Right in the slot, shot back, a great save by Tracy. The puck loose, another shot that just goes wide by about an inch. That picked up coming the other directions as Winters fires it all the way down the ice as Liggett back to full strength. That'll be icing and bring it back into the Washtenaw United zone. 39.2 seconds left to go here in the first. Still scoreless from Eddie Egger Ice Arena. We are in Rink A for 4 Division I Michigan Girl High School Hockey League playoff games here in this rink. Dopke over to take the face-off on the other side versus Clark. Snap puck in the far circle, trying to bring it back. Right back behind. Schlack has it back behind her own goal. 30 seconds left to go. Here in the first, trying to bring it ahead is Kennedy. The puck all the way back, chasing Clark. Trying to get it into the near corner as Roth loses an edge. The puck into the far corner. Now racing over to get it is Issel. Shot there, got blocked out in front. 10 seconds left to go here in the first. Here comes Liggett into the zone. Quinlan has it on the near circle through the slot and poked away. Good defensive play by Schroeder as that puck in along the end boards, and that will do it. Heavy pressure at times by University Liggett, but Washtenaw able to keep it scoreless going into the first as we'll have a short intermission and play a bit of music. We'll be right back. As we're about to come back to action, let's take a look at the bracket here. As this, at the top left, University Liggett versus Washtenaw United, they win. Whoever the winner is in this game plays the winner of Pioneer versus Livonia United. That game right after this at 1 o'clock. On the other side, the 3 o'clock game is Huron Skyline versus Mercy. The winner of that game advances to play the winner of Grosse Pointe South and Livingston United. As we're about to get ready here in the second, as Liggett going from left to right, Washtenaw going right to left. Liggett in the white jerseys, Washtenaw in the dark blue jerseys. Liggett brings it in as Lupke has it. Shot saved by Tracy. Puck right back behind as we are scoreless here in the second. The puck outside the far circle. Estes. Shot. And it goes all the way in along the far boards. Trying to get it is Washtenaw trying to get it down the zone. The puck on that far circle. That tipped right back behind the goal. Trying to rocket it around. That's sent back to the far point. Roth holds it in there. Fires it. Is that puck loose? Backhanded shot. Loose in the slot. Lupke with a shot and a save by Tracy. 14:20 left to go here in the second. Scoreless so far between Washtenaw United and the number 1 seed in the East, University Liggett, here in Division I. Face-off will be in the far face-off circle at Heschel's right. As in to take the face-off is Dylan versus Quinlan. And puck in along the far boards, fired, knocked down through the slot, pulling it over. Quinlan with a shot, Tracy with the save into the far corner. Schlack trying to hit it out of the zone. That puck lifted back to the far point, now sent on edge all the way back to the Liggett blue line. Quinlan has it back in their own zone. Quinlan banks it off the near boards. Now here comes Dopke trying to get it away from Schlack. Estes coming down the far boards. Estes brings it into the Washtenaw zone. Estes, top of the far circle with the shot, saved by Tracy. The puck outside the far circle, lifted back to the far point. Estes holds it in, banks it off the boards into the far corner. Trying to lift it out is Schroeder. That puck high, slot shot, that comes into the near corner. Pulling it back around is Dopke. Out in front, that deflected into the far corner. Trying to get the puck back to the far point to Estes. Estes trying to keep it back deep, battle for it in along the end boards, trying to pull it away back there. As Dylan trying to fire it back deep. Kennedy over there as well. Now Roth with a shot that sticked away into the far corner by Tracy. Rimmed all the way down the boards. Stopped as Kennedy trying to poke it out. Quinlan trying to knock it away, trying to keep it in at that far point as it's a quartet digging against the boards. Pulled and fired right back out by Washtenaw United. As University of Liggett resets at their own blue line, Stan just fires it ahead to Dopke. Pulled down the other direction. Schlack gets it back to the over to University of Liggett as they pull it in. Quinlan on the near circle coming in. Quinlan with a shot and a score. And University of Liggett goes up 1-0 as Quinlan took it all the way in and fired it at 12:33. We'll see if we can get the assist on that. Liggett goes up 1-0 at 12:33. Washtenaw United with a fantastic So I believe Quinlan with the goal and the assist to Dopke coming in. That puck in along the far boards as that's sent out by Neathammer. All the way back down as coming down the near boards. University of Liggett. Well, Washtenaw United able to keep University of Liggett off the board for the entire first. And now it's 1-0 University of Liggett as the puck back behind. Perkles sends it along the far boards. Outside the far circle, there's a wide angle shot by Liggett. Knights have it underneath the near circle as the puck in along the near boards. Washtenaw brings it down the near boards, trying to fire it ahead was Dylan, pulled right back in as coming in. Lupke has it, backhanded shot and a save by Tracy. Lupke going right across the lower slot, able to get backhanded shot as Tracy with another great save. 1-0 University of Liggett with the lead at 11:36 here in the first, or in the here in the second period. Face-off will be in the near face-off circle, that to Tracy's left. As in to take the face-off is Dopke. On the other side, looks like that is Dylan. As Washtenaw United getting their lineup set. As now we got 5 apiece on both sides. Or we should. I see 5 Washtenaw United players out there as the official talking to the Liggett bench. As they are officially the home team, so they get last change. Here we go as the puck drop. There's a shot by Quinlan that deflected out in front and sent all the way down the ice by Washtenaw, racing back to get it. That will be icing. No, waved off as that didn't quite get past the goal line. Now coming down the near boards, racing ahead. Coming in, here comes Quinlan. Quinlan has it poked away into the near corner, outside the near circle. And put right back. Pulled back behind by Gabriella Noble as the puck, high slot, and shot goes into on the near circle. Back to the near point where Gabriella Metri fires that into the far corner for Lutfi. Lutfi has it pulled away. Here comes Washtenaw racing ahead is Schlack. Schlack down the near boards ahead to Issel at the near point. And fired all the way back into the slot. Lifted ahead as that'll go all the way down the ice. That'll be icing and head back into the University of Liggett zone. 10:35 left to go here in the second. 1-0. University of Liggett up on Washtenaw United. Single goal game so far. Face-off will be back in the Liggett zone in the far face-off circle. As Kopich in to take the face-off for Washtenaw. Versus Lutfi, that puck loose on the far circle. And it comes right back behind Peschel. And fired down the neutral boards, tipped by Lutfi. Lutfi races all the way back to get it. And is trying to knock it away. Burkholz has it. There's a shot from the far circle that goes into the near corner. Held in at the near point. And is trying to fire that back deep. The puck. Shot from the top of the far circle. Now sticked into the near corner by Tracy. Stopped at the near point. Shot there, deflected. Back out in front. As that was Kalivas with it. The puck in along the end boards, right back behind the goal. In the slot, trying to chip away at it. Oh, off the post on the near side. Tracy slides over and knocks it away. As that comes right back, low slot. Now a one-timer by Estes. That blocked out in front. The puck loose and chipped into the neutral zone. Racing ahead, trying to get it. Down there is Mack as a tie-up in along the far boards. And pulled away. Here comes University of Liggett as they pull it in. Get it top of the near circle. Stop there is Seco with the shot and puts it in. University of Liggett scores. They make it 2-0 as Seco had it from top of the near circle, fired it and able to perfectly put it in just inside that far post. And at 9:20, so they say it was 11 who put it in, Dopke, and the assist was to Quinlan. That doesn't seem right, but that's fine. They have a better view of it than I do. Nonetheless, it's 2-0. University of Liggett. And it'll come all the way back on the icing into the University of Liggett zone. 2-0. They have the lead over Washtenaw United. Dillon in to take the face-off in the near face-off circle. That's Peschel's right. Puck all the way in along the far boards. Trying to chip it back deep was Wazisko. The puck right back behind the goal. Now making a move. Back behind. Roth fires it down the far boards. Over there, Gabriella Noble trying to center it. That held in at the far point. Now drifted back out into the neutral zone. Winters with it for Washtenaw United. Fires it right back deep into the University of Liggett zone. Roth into the far corner. Pulls it. Trying to switch directions now into the far corner. Now goes back behind her own goal. Tries to avoid pressure back there by Washtenaw as that puck comes down the near boards. Here comes University of Liggett. Dupke comes in. Dupke in the near circle trying to get in. Tip Tracy with the save. And puck in along the end boards. Taken right back behind the goal into the far corner. As Quinlan has it outside the far circle. Washtenaw United gets it into the neutral zone. As Gabriella Metri trying to fire right back in. Washtenaw United chips it all the way back deep. Whistle, that'll be icing with 8:05 left to go here in the second. Face-off at 2. Tracy's right in the far face-off circle. As that pulled back to the far point, Standish Gets it shot from the top of the far circle. Saved. Seco with the shot there. Tracy with the save. Keeps it 2-0. University of Liggett with the lead. Face off in the far face-off circle. Washtenaw United trying to chip into this lead. Estes has it. High slot. That knocked onto the near circle. Looks like there was a whistle. The net came off of its mooring. Well, maybe. Maybe not. As talking to the officials, that is going to be a penalty as Welsh goes into the box for Liggett. So on the power play at 7:50. Couldn't hear. I think that was an interference call. Face off on the near face off circle. That to Bichel's right. High slot shot there by Buchholz into the far corner. Left feet trying to get it out. Held in by Burkholz. Burkholz and comes into the near corner trying to get it out in front. Pulled away. Now rifled all the way down. Cleared by University Liggett. Tracy stops it just to the far side as Burkholz coming ahead with it. Fires it to the blue line but can't get it out. It's Luppy with a shot that comes in along the near boards. That's a good job by Conrad to knock that away. Now there's a shot from the top of the far circle by Seco, and that goes in. Short-handed goal by University Liggett. They're up 3-0. And it's 7-17. And I don't trust my eyes anymore with who I think shot it, so we'll wait for the official announcement. So that one was Seco. So Estes the assist. Puck, so Seco the goal, Estes the assist. The University of Liggett has it still on the penalty kill. Kennedy trying to get to a Washtenaw United. Still on the power play, down 3-0, looking for a goal to try and mount the comeback as Schlack has it down the near boards. Quinlan trying to hold it in at the near point, battling a pair of Washtenaw United players. Now that comes all the way back to the University of Liggett blue line, is fired ahead by Gabriella Metri. Lifted back deep, right back behind Tracy into the near corner of the Washtenaw United zone. Schlack has it there, trying to chip away as it's pinned outside the near circle. Right to the blue line, but held in as Dopke has it with the rising shot that just goes over the crossbar into the far corner. 35 seconds left to go in the Washtenaw power play as the puck outside the near circle in the Washtenaw zone. They get all the way back into the neutral zone as Roth chases it to center ice, trying to fire it back deep. That knocked down, deflected right to center ice. Quinlan drifts back to her own blue line. 6:10 left to go. That fired back deep into the Washtenaw United zone. That puck right back behind into the far corner as all the way back into the neutral zone. Liggett has it at their own blue line. 5 seconds left on the Washtenaw power play. Trying to fire it ahead. Seco gets it over to Luppy. Luppy on the near circle with a shot and put all the way back into the neutral zone. Liggett back to full strength as they fire it down the far boards, bringing it into the Washtenaw zone. In along those far boards, Welsh has it. And puck out in front, saved by Tracy. 3-0. Liggett has the lead over Washtenaw. First of 4 Division I games here today in Rink A, 4 Division II games over in Rink B. We just have the Division I games for you. Luppy in to take the face-off versus Kopich. And puck top of the far circle, now deflected, loose. Washtenaw trying to get it out of the zone, is trying to get it over to Wasitko. And puck underneath the near circle. Now Luppy feeds it right on the far circle, and that lifted all the way back into the Liggett zone. Winters trying to get back to provide some pressure by Washtenaw. That brought the other direction. Seco digging in along the near boards And comes back to Conrad. Conrad right at center ice for Washtenaw. Chips it along the near boards. Kopich trying to get to it. Now lifted again ahead by Conrad as Seco fires it. That tipped all the way back. Icing waved off as it goes right back behind Tracy. 4:48 left to go here in the second. 3-0 as Quinlan has it. Drop pass on the far circle over to and put all the way back to Dupke. Backhanded deep into the far corner as Burkholz chases it. Burkholz fires it along the far boards and held in by Gabriella Noble. Comes into the near corner. Control by University Liggett. Washtenaw United trying to dig it off the boards. Estes has it. Estes into the high slot. And backhanded ahead. That shot by Gabriella Noble goes wide to the far side. Picked up now, coming the other direction is Isel. Held in by University of Liggett. Quinlan has it in along the M boards. Quinlan feeds it onto the far circle, racing over to get it. And back to the far point. Stop there as Gabriella Metri puts it outside the far circle. Now Quinlan with it for Liggett. Quinlan puts it into the slot. Gabriella Noble trying to get to it. Two Gabriellas there. And back to the far point. Now Gabriella Metri with the shot. That's a whistle. 3 minutes and 35 seconds left to go here in the second. 3-0. As it is Liggett up on Washtenaw. As that is going to be a cross-checking call against Washtenaw. That at 3:35. Into the box is number 19, Conrad, into the box. Liggett on the power play. Face-off in the far face-off circle. That slips into the neutral zone. Coming ahead with it. Standish has it. Standish feeds it ahead. Now coming in. Dopke on the far circle. Drop pass. Shot goes wide. That outside the near circle. Back to the near point to Standish. Standish feeds it top of the far circle. Now that shot there got blocked into the far corner. Trying to pull it out of the zone is Schroeder. Puck back to the far point to Standish. Standish feeds it outside the far circle. Shot there. Now loose and fired right back into the neutral zone. In along the near boards. Here comes Standish. Standish gets it. Trying to get ahead to Welsh now. Dopke with a shot that goes wide to the far side. Fired around and sent all the way back into the neutral zone. Trying to pull it ahead was Clark. That loose right at the blue line. Now Schlack coming down the near board. Schlack and tangled up with Welsh. Now Schlack coming ahead. Dopke trying to poke that away. Coming in, Dillon outside the near circle for Washtenaw. Dillon, backhanded shot into the slot, loose. Still sitting in the low slot, now fired all the way down the ice. That'll be icing and head back into the Liggett zone with 40 seconds left on the Liggett power play. Washtenaw United able to get the puck all the way down in the Liggett zone and have a nice shot. Backhanded shot with the save by Peschel. 3-0. Liggett with the lead over Washtenaw. 2:14 left to go here in the second from Eddie Egger Ice Arena. Kopich in to take the face off versus Quinlan. Goes into the far corner. Estes pulls it back behind her own goal. Estes over to Quinlan down the near boards. Into the neutral zone. Quinlan through center ice. Quinlan now outside the near circle. Wide angle shot sticked away by Tracy back behind the goal. 25 seconds left to go in the Liggett as there is some high emotions in along the M boards. A little pushing and shoving. Everyone trying to let cooler heads prevail. As into the box goes Kopich for Washtenaw and Lupke for Liggett. Should be offsetting minor penalties. As I believe roughing calls to both of them. Face-off in the far face-off circle, that inside. So offsetting penalties, roughing to both Kopich as well as, I believe that was Dopke who went in for University of Liggett. Quinlan takes the face-off. That comes all the way back to the far point, able to hold it in his Estes. As there is 18 more seconds on the Liggett power play. Puck loose on the near side of the crease as the net comes off of its moorings. Good opportunity by Liggett, but just couldn't poke it in. Is able to get over. Tracy able to get a foot in the way. Face-off on the near face-off circle. Then to Tracy's left is Quinlan in versus Clark for the face-off. That puck, top of the near circle. Seco pulled away, racing ahead. Down the near boards, Winters fires it back deep into the Liggett zone. And grabbed up by Quinlan, back behind her own goal. Both teams back to full strength now. Offsetting penalty still out there, but 5-on-5 hockey as the puck comes on the far side of the Washtenaw goal and into the near corner. Trying to dig it out. Pull back outside the near circle. Now at the high slot. Estes with the shot from the near point. Goes all the way around. Kennedy for Washtenaw trying to poke that away. Quinlan on the far circle. Quinlan with the shot. And it comes all the way outside of the near circle. Back to the near point. Washtenaw able to get it down the boards as Issel gets it. But here comes Liggett right back in as Seco with the shot that got deflected in along the M boards. Gathered up there by Washtenaw. Bringing it down the near board. Seco trying to pull it away from Schlack. Now that tipped all the way back into the neutral zone where Quinlan will reset. And poked away but grabbed. Estes right at center ice. Over to Quinlan, top of the near circle in the Washtenaw zone. Quinlan, backhanded shot. Saved by Tracy. 33.4 seconds left to go here in the second. 3-0. Liggett over Washtenaw. As that face-off will be in the near face-off circle. That to the left of Tracy. As Winter versus Dopke on the face-off. High slot shot. There goes. And they're able to tip it in. As that makes it 4-0 Liggett with a goal. That had 28 seconds left to go. A shot from the high slot as that was. So goal was to Standish. Assist, I couldn't hear. So Standish with the goal. And pulled back over in along the far boards. As Kral with the assist. Number 7 it sounded like. That puck goes right back behind. Into the near corner. Now Liggett has it underneath the far circle. Feeds ahead to Gabriella Noble. All the way down into the Washtenaw zone. Icing called. 2.9 seconds left to go. That'll come back into the Liggett end. 4-0. Liggett with the lead, but Washtenaw continues to battle. So they want to try and get a goal and see if they can flip momentum the other way. Liggett would love to pour it on. Try and end things early in the third. Face-off in the far face-off circle. 2.9 seconds left. As in to take the face-off. Schlack for Washtenaw. As Quinlan on the other side for Liggett, and that will do it. As we are at the end of the second, it's 4-0. Washtenaw United down to University Liggett as they'll have a nice resurfacing. We'll play some music and be right back after this game. Following, it will be Pioneer as Pioneer will take on Livonia United. That is number 2 in the West versus number 3 in the East. We'll play a little bit of music and we'll be right back.
Can you go anywhere and find an endeavor in society where we've come to accept and tolerate an adult, and even kids, treating another adult the way we allow spectators, coaches, and players to treat a high school game official? Can you? No one has the right to abuse game officials. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
as they are finishing up resurfacing the ice, let's talk a little bit about what's going on today. Now, in the rinks that we cannot broadcast, it started off with Grosse Pointe North versus Troy. Then Sacred Heart plays Regina Lutheran North. And then the winner of those two games will play on Wednesday each other in the semifinals. Then at 3 o'clock, it's going to be Bloomfield versus Cranbrook on the D2 side. And then Walled Lake versus Mid-Michigan at 5 o'clock. So we can't broadcast those games. If you're interested in those, come on out. We'd love to see you out here. Now, the games we're broadcasting today does include this Liggett versus Washtenaw game. As right now, Liggett's up 4-0 on Washtenaw. Then right after this, the winner of this game will play the winner of the next game, which is at 1 o'clock, which is Pioneer, Ann Arbor Pioneer versus Livonia United. Those two teams would play on Wednesday, as that would be on the 8th, and that would be the 6 o'clock game. Then at 3 o'clock, it'll be Huron Skyline playing Mercy, and the winner of that game will play the winner of the 5 o'clock game, which is Grosse Pointe South versus Livingston United. And again, the winner of those two games will play at 8 o'clock here on Wednesday. All of the D1 games in this round and in the semifinals are at Rink A here at Eddie Egger Ice Arena. The championship game is Saturday, March 11th. That will be 2 o'clock over at the USA Hockey Arena. I'm not sure if it's in the NHL rink or the in the Olympic rink, and we'll keep an eye on that, and I'll let you know as soon as we know. But we will get right back going here as both teams back out getting warmed up as we're about to head into the third, as it is Liggett up 4-0 on Washtenaw. Liggett going from right to left here in this, the third period. Washtenaw going left to right. Washtenaw looking to try and get a goal and cut into that lead, as Liggett would love to pour it on and just put it completely out of reach. Both squads gathering around their coaching staff for last moment instructions. In the second, it was a goal by Liggett, as that was put in. I thought it was Quinlan. They said it was actually Dopke who put it in. Then that was at 12:33. Then 9:20 it was a goal. That one was by Dopke, assist to Quinlan. There was an interference called to Liggett at 7:35. Then a Liggett goal. That one was to Seco at 7:17. And that's where we are. Then finally a goal with 28 seconds left to go by Liggett. That one was by Standish. And we're underway here in the third. Puck pulled ahead by Winter. Now Standish fires it down the far side for Liggett. Right back to the Liggett blue line. Over to Estes, down the near boards in the neutral zone. Estes feeds it ahead. And puck fired by Gabriella Noble. Now intercepted, racing ahead. Here comes Schlack. Schlack for Washtenaw. Hits it into the Liggett zone. Now pulled the other direction. Liggett saucers it all the way down. Icing waved off, as that'll be plucked up back behind, fed around by Schroeder. Over to Schlack. Schlack was back behind her own goal, trying to avoid pressure. Back behind as there is a whistle and a penalty upcoming. As Dupke into the box. High stick. So high sticking call against Liggett. That at 14-19 will put Washtenaw on the power play. That puck in the far circle, in along the far boards. Washtenaw sends it right back behind the goal Estes chips it away there as trying to get it. Dillon back to the far point to Conrad. Conrad firing it deep, that deflected. Here comes Liggett into the zone, racing ahead, coming in, shot saved by Tracy. As Lupke with a shot, point-blank shot, the puck outside the near circle. Now bringing ahead, here comes Washtenaw. Dillon fires it into the near corner. Standish gathers it up there for Liggett back behind her own goal. Standish trying to chip it over to Estes. And into the near corner. Estes now goes back behind her own goal from the near side to the far side. Estes fires it to the far point. That held in, fired back deep by Washtenaw, trying to get to it. Shot from the slot. That was an excellent job over there by Kopich. Now that's cleared all the way back down into the Washtenaw zone. 1 minute left in the Washtenaw power play. 13-17 left to go. Here in the third, 4-0. Liggett with the lead. Washtenaw with the power play. Liggett trying to get it out in front as that was tipped away as Lupke killing a lot of time on the penalty and trying to get a little shorthanded offense. And puck brought all the way back and along the near boards, bringing it ahead is Conrad. That's stuck outside the near circle. Now into the far corner is Schlack. Schlack chips it ahead. That held in at the far point. Now into the near corner. And to pull it away is Mac. Mac. That deflects it along the far boards. Brought ahead. Here comes Schlack. Schlack through the neutral zone into the far circle. Into the far corner in the Liggett zone. Liggett has it. Back behind is Gabrielle Metri. In along the end boards. Now that rocketed all the way back to the near point. Held in by Schroeder. Taken the other direction. Here's a breakaway by Quinlan. Quinlan comes in. Quinlan into the near circle. Shot and a score. Goal. As Quinlan got the breakaway. And that makes it 5-0. The penalty had expired. Goal by Liggett at 12-13. So assist was to Welsh. Quinlan with the goal. 5-0. Liggett with the lead. The puck back to the blue line. Trying to fire it ahead is Burkholz all the way back deep into the Liggett zone. Chasing it. That picked up back behind. Liggett has it in along the near boards. Trying to get it. Welsh trying to knock it forward. Here comes Lupke. Lupke gains the zone outside the near circle. Lupke comes through the crease, puts it in. That makes it 6-0. And Lupke able to straight across the crease and backhand it in. That at 11:50. We'll see the assist. Will Lupke able to take it all the way in and cut across the crease? As that assist was to Seco. Lupke with the goal now brought in. Estes hands it on the near circle. Estes shot and a save by Tracy. 6-0. Liggett with the lead at 11:34. Again, Washtenaw just looking to try and chip in, get some momentum going, but it is a very tall hill for Washtenaw to climb as Liggett wants to pile it on. At puck in along the far boards is Gabriella Noble with a shot that all the way outside the near circle. Estes with it into the near corner. Trying to pull it away is Clark. That puck outside the near circle. Now Quinlan with it. Quinlan in along the end boards. Puts it out into the slot. Good defense by Schlack to knock it all the way down as that'll saucer all the way back into the Liggett zone. Icing called. That'll head back into the Washtenaw end. 6-0. Liggett with the lead. 11:09 left to go here in this, the third period. Pioneer versus Livonia scheduled to start at 1 o'clock. As that puck gathered back behind by Washtenaw. Comrade down the near boards. Trying to fire it ahead. Mack with it. And comes top of the far circle. Shot that deflects into the far corner. Is back in there. Conrad trying to get to it. As that puck outside the far circle, now bringing it ahead. Washtenaw can't quite get it out of the zone as Dillon got it, and now that heads all the way back into the Liggett end. Icing waved off as that's plucked up back behind by Liggett. As they move it to Standish underneath the far circle. Now ahead, here comes Welsh. Welsh over center ice. Welsh gains the Washtenaw zone into the slot. Welsh has it into the far corner. Now takes it on the far circle. Welsh with the shot. That got blocked out in front. Covered up by Tracy. 10:17 left to go here in the third period. As it is 6-0, Liggett with the lead over Washtenaw United. Face-off is to Tracy's left in the Washtenaw zone. As Winters trying to win that puck out into the neutral zone. Estes has it, fires it, tips it right to the blue line. Pulled back in by Dopke. As that puck goes into the far corner. Underneath, back behind, Schlack has it. Down the near boards. Trying to bring it ahead was Isco. All the way back to the blue line for Liggett. Here comes Quinlan down the far boards. Quinlan moves it over. Dopke has it now, bringing it in. Here comes Estes, puts it into the far corner. Gabriella Noble rims it all the way around the boards, outside the near circle. As that put Gabriella Metri puts it into the near corner. Trying to dig it out is Dopke. There's a quartet trying to get it out of the near corner. Quinlan puts it right back behind the goal. And outside the near circle, Dopke fires it. That off the side of the net, covered up by Tracy. 9:24 left to go here in the third. 6-0, Liggett with the lead. Face-off will be to Tracy's right in the near face-off circle. As Kopich in to take the face-off versus Seco. And puck comes right back behind the Washtenaw goal. Hold on to the far circle. Top of the far circle now. Tipped away. Loose as Zissel. Trying to get it out of the zone. Held in. Luppi moves it on the far circle shot. That got blocked. As a fantastic job by Conrad to get in the way of it. As the puck into the far corner trying to dig it out as we have less than 9 minutes left to go in the third. That comes all the way back to the near point. Slips out into the neutral zone. Standish retreats to her own blue line. Feeds it down the far boards. That's sent ahead. Now bringing it in is Seco. Seco with a shot that just goes wide to the near side. Into the near corner. Liggett controls. Luppi fires it underneath the far circle. That goes back to the far point. Now intercepted. Here comes Washtenaw racing ahead with it. Moved back as Issel had it. Now bringing it right back in. Welsh in the slot. Shot got blocked out in front. Conrad fires it all the way back to the far point. And slips back to the inside of the University of Liggett zone as bringing it ahead is Roth. Roth over to Welsh. Welsh, top of the near circle, moves it. And it comes all the way outside the far circle as Dupke trying to get to it. Top of the far circle, shot by Roth, deflects. Right back, top of the near circle. As Gabriella Metri fires it into the slot. That pulled away. Gabriella Metri again. Gets it. Dupke, backhanded shot. Saved by Tracy. 7:47 left to go here in the third. 6-0. Liggett with the lead over Washtenaw. Face-off will be in the far face-off circle. That to Tracy's left. As Dopke in there versus Kopich. And puck underneath the near circle, controlled by Liggett. Now pulled ahead. As Gabriella Metri had it. Put it into the slot. Pulled all the way back. As that is grabbed by Roth at her own blue line. Roth feeds it ahead. Here comes Quinlan. Quinlan into the zone. And poked back to Dopke at the near point. Battle for it. Quinlan gets it over to Gabriella Metri. High slot. That shot deflects into the far corner. And pulled back over by Winters. And puck underneath the near circle. Now Gabriella Metri trying to hold it in. That swept out into the neutral zone as Washtenaw fires it all the way back deep. Pulled back behind by Quinlan, fires it down the far boards. Dopke trying to get it ahead, pulls it off the far boards. As it is 6:51 left to go here in the third. Washtenaw puts it right back to the blue line, but held in at the far point. Roth trying to get through traffic, ends up losing an edge. And puck put in along the near boards. Gabriella Metri trying to pinch outside the near circle, fires it back in along the end boards. And plucked up, fired all the way back to the far point. Kennedy gets it back out into the neutral zone. Tipped all the way back to Gabriella Metri. She fires it. Here comes Seco. Seco's centering attempt. That tipped back into the neutral zone. 6:15 left to go here in the third. Estes on the near circle with a shot. And deflects it along the end boards into the near corner. Liggett back to Welsh at the near point. Now high slot for Standish. That got blocked. Welsh on the near circle with a shot. Saved by Tracy. As the puck in along the end boards. Lupke trying to pull it away. Into the far corner now. Seco with it. Outside the far circle. Washtenaw digging at it, trying to poke it out into the neutral zone. As that's grabbed onto the far circle. Liggett with a shot. Stick back behind by Tracy. 5 minutes, 36 seconds left to go. Washtenaw able to clear it all the way down the ice. That'll be icing and head back into the Washtenaw zone with 5 minutes, 30 seconds left to go. Face-off in the near face-off circle. That to the right of Tracy. As that puck, top of the near circle. Roth with it. Roth trying to get it to Dopke in the high slot. That over to Gabriella Noble. That puck in along the end boards. Pulled back around by Quinlan at the near point. Roth with a shot. Deflects high over the crossbar. Dopke has it into the far corner. Roth high slot. Roth with a slap shot. That got deflected out in front. Gabriella Noble puts it right back behind Dopke. Dopke has it right back. And at the far point, held in there by Standish. Puck top of the far circle. Now Quinlan has it. Loose outside the near circle. Roth with it. Roth trying to fire it out in front. That tip behind. 4:44 left to go. Here in the third, 6-0. Liggett with the lead. Washtenaw gets it back out into the neutral zone. Roth back to her own blue line. Roth trying to avoid pressure by Washtenaw as they bring it ahead. That fire deep, but that's going to be icing back into the Liggett zone. 4:29 left to go here in the third. 6-0. Liggett with the lead. And over Washtenaw. Face-off in the near face-off circle. That to the left of Pischel. Clark in to take the face-off for Washtenaw. Can't quite get the number for the Liggett player. Is that into the near corner? Gabriella Metri feeds it in the near corner, trying to get it ahead to Walsh. Walsh over the blue line. Gabriella Metri now into the Washtenaw zone. Walsh has it into the slot. Backhanded shot goes wide to the near side. 4:08 left to go. Here in the third, 6-0. Liggett with the lead. Winters into the near corner for Washtenaw. And pulled away. Lufty with a shot. As that was a good save by Tracy on the Lufty shot as Lufty got right on the edge of the crease. Shot there by Wells. Save all the way back to the far point. Standish holds it in. Standish fires it. That just goes wide to the far side. Into the slot. Winter for Washtenaw. Fires it all the way back into the neutral zone. Gabriella Metri holds it there. Heads right back in as Liggett able to touch up. Shot goes wide to the far side. And pulled back over by Seco outside the far circle. Back to the far point. Now outside the near circle. Welsh with it. 3:20 left to go here in the third. 6-0. Liggett with the lead. As Gabriella Metri retreats into the neutral zone, gets it over to Standish. Standish back to Gabriella Metri down the near boards. Now Welsh tips it in. Pulled back by, coming ahead, Burkholz had it. As that is steered into the near corner. 3 minutes left to go here in the third. And puck shot, and Lucky with the shot from the inner corner of the near circle, and Tracy with the save. Well, Tracy has really had a great game. No matter the score, she has been peppered by Liggett shots, and without her fantastic net minding, it would be a much different score. 2:55 left to go here in the third. Face-off in the near face-off circle. Quinlan in, gets it to Dopke. Now Dopke, one-timer, got deflected out in front. That's a great job by Schroeder. Puck into the far corner. Hold, Gabriella Noble sends it. Top of the near circle, here comes Mack. Mack moves it ahead, tipped right at the blue line. Quinlan pulls it right back into the Washtenaw zone outside the far circle. 2:30 left to go here in the third. 6-0, Liggett with the lead. Mack along the near boards. That's sent back into the near corner by Quinlan. Into the Washtenaw zone. Into the slot. Shot by Gabriella Noble. Pulled back into the far corner. As Schroeder trying to rim it all the way around the boards. Now Estes into the near corner, battling a pair of Washtenaw players. Mack gets it to the blue line. Quinlan with a shot, and that gloved by Tracy. 2:05 left to go here in the third. 6-0. Liggett with the lead over Washtenaw. Face-off in the near face-off circle to Tracy's right. Luppy trying to win that versus Dillon. The puck back into the neutral zone. Roth retreats to her own blue line. Roth moves it ahead down the near boards. Here comes Luppy into the zone. Luppy, top of the near circle, through the slot, into the far corner. Welch trying to get it. 1 minute 45 seconds left to go. Right in the slot, shot, and they put it in. As it was a perfectly placed shot. Trying to get that as really missing numbers on the shoulders here. As I believe that is Seco, and it is. Seco with the goal. 1 minute 41 seconds. Welsh on the assist for the Seco goal. That puck comes right to the blue line coming in. Welsh trying to get to it. Coming in, backhanded shot. Tracy with the save. 1:30 left to go here in the third. As Washtenaw trying to hang on for the last 1 minute 30 seconds. If Liggett scores again before the clock expires, the game is over early. Roth into the far corner. And back into the near corner for Gabriella Metri. As they have that puck back. 1 minute 11 seconds left to go. Washtenaw. Tipped out into the neutral zone. Washtenaw trying to feed it back in along the far boards. Gabriella Metri gets it ahead to Walsh. Walsh races ahead with it for Liggett. Walsh it's trying to get past the defense. Collision there. Washtenaw bringing it up the near boards. 54 seconds left to go. As trying to come in. Schlack has it outside the near circle. 47 seconds left to go. Penalty upcoming. Interference. So interference called, that versus Liggett. Into the box goes Welsh, and Washtenaw will have a power play for the remainder 43 seconds. Conrad fires it down the far boards into the far corner. Liggett with it there. Standish trying to knock it out of the zone. As that looks like delayed offsides. 34 seconds, 34.6 seconds left to go here in the third. Right after this, at about 1 o'clock, will be Pioneer versus Livonia United, as they'll pull that back into the Washtenaw zone. It's Quinlan in to take the face-off. On the Washtenaw side was Kopich. As that puck held in, shot saved by Tracy. 27.9 seconds left to go. Here in the third, 7-0, Liggett with the lead. Face-off in the far face-off circle. Quinlan drops it back to the far point. Now on the far circle, Dupke has it into the far corner. And the winner of this game with 18 seconds left, Liggett, will advance to Wednesday to play the 6 o'clock game versus the winner of Pioneer versus Livonia. 9 seconds left to go, 8 seconds left to go. Standish has it back behind her own goal. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. And that will do it as University Liggett wins it 7-0 as they will advance to Wednesday. We will have the Pioneer Livonia United game coming up next. For my camera person, Christina Wiseman, my name is Mark Wiseman. Thank you, and we will be right back with the next 3 Division I playoff games.